Shalom, shalom. Before I get this very quick expose started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakagadash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth. A shalom to the 144,000 chosen men, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. So look, man, I'm reporting on this topic that I'm still getting skillful at, but this is going into the least of the flock, drawing them out by the least of the flock. I'm going to pull that precept. It also goes into the real reason on what's going to happen with America. This man, their tongues are falling upon themselves. America has to be collapsed. The American dollar has to collapse, which will then lead us into Jacob's trouble because the mark of the beast will be implemented, and the details are listed in 2 Ezra 15 and 16. But America has to collapse in order for it to be a global economy, which is the digital currency, which will be enforced by the digital awe, the RFID chip, which is the mark. So listen to what this Edomite is saying, man.
The attack is now on the United States to bring down the United States as the ruling state in the world. But in the process of bringing it down, the United States has some very important work to do for Israel.
The Edomites, right, the ruling class, the upper echelons, the Chaldeans, have work to do for who? Amalek, the head tribe of Edom. The United States ain't got nothing. It's not. Get those words. It's the upper echelon ruling class. It's the Lucifer mentioned in Isaiah 14. It's the beauty of the daughter of the Chaldeans, the banking families who are Edomites, and amongst those tribes, it's Amalek who sits at the top. That's who this is. Now there are certain other groups that are in confederacy with them. That's mentioned in Psalms 83. But this is who this is. It's not America. Pull that veil off. Something about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom.
I can identify tonight two very important things that the United States has to do for Israel. There are many more, but there's no need to do more than simply two. In order for Israel to succeed the United States as a ruling state in the world, not only must the U.S. economy collapse and the U.S. dollar collapse, and when the U.S. dollar collapses, it brings down...
And Israel, the term Israel, it's just a front. Again, it's a front for Amalek. It's a front for the banking families. It's a front for the wicked elite who are Edomites, right? But even more so than the quote-unquote state of Israel, even behind that, Salakia, that image, it's the Lucifer mentioned in Isaiah 14. Okay, it's the beauty of the Chaldeans. And I'm going to pull those precepts.
And the whole world of paper money with it. And if you don't believe me, just wait. The United States to bring things that the United States has to do for Israel. There are many more, but there's no need to do more than simply two. In order for Israel to succeed the United States as a ruling state in the world, not only must the U.S. economy collapse and the U.S. dollar collapse, and when the U.S. dollar collapses, it brings down the whole world of paper money with it. And if you don't believe me, just wait. Just wait. Not only must the United States collapse its economy and its money, but in addition, Israel has to wage a big war, which even non-Muslim political analysts are now anticipating. A big war. Even Jews.
That's the third woe. The first and second woe have passed. That's the first World War and the second World War, and the third woe is talking about the Third World War.
Now within Israel, I'm getting emails. Even Jews within Israel, Jewish academics who are up in opposition to the Sharon government, they are now understanding that there's something big about to happen. And they're warning the world about it. But too late now. Israel has to wage this big war, which is already planned long ago. And the territory of the state of Israel will dramatically expand.
No mention of Yahweh Shai. No mention of Yahweh. No mention of the precepts. There's no harping. There's no prophecy explained. There's no law going forth. These people are Amalek. They are the devil. They are the head tribe of Esau, Edom. This is the controversy of Zion. They are imposters. They have stolen an identity, okay? They never mention Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. They never mention Yahweh Yahweh Shai. They never mention the throne of Malak Dawadah. They never mention the throne of David. They just they use terms like God and Israel, chosen people. That's it. And then if and when they do mention, they attempt to mention the Most High, they say Hashem. And all the word Hashem translates to is the name. And the word the name is not a name. It's a description or it's a title, but it's not a name. The name. The name of who? The name of what? These people won't even say they're supposedly the sons of God. They're supposedly the chosen. And they can't even say the name of their own power in intimacy, in family, in relationship, in redemption. They can't honor the name of their so-called power because they're not the sons of God, you guys.
And the Palestinian problem will be solved. They'll be exported out.
And the Hebrew Israelites have more enemies than just the Palestinians. The enemies of the Hebrew Israelites is mentioned in Psalms 83. It's basically all the nations under the rulership of Esau Edom. We'll pull that precept. They're talking about just the Palestinians. What?
That is the massive human rights crime that the Israeli academics are now anticipating and warning the world about. But in addition, in order for Israel to become the ruling state in the world, not only must she take control of all of this territory, she must also
things are not what they seem.
So, Salaki, I don't even know if that guy's an Amalekite or if he's freaking a Palestinian. I'm gonna back up on that one. My apologies, but what he was saying is that's exactly what's gonna happen. Let's pull some precepts. Revelations. Hold on. Here we go. So Jeremiah 50 and 45. The entire chapter is about the destruction of America, but it's also it lists all the other things too that are involved in it. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, and that is talking about America now. America is the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency because they've taken on all the ancient practices of the human, the blood, the feast of blood, the human sacrifices. That's what goes into your human trafficking. That's really what human trafficking is for. It's for the blood. It's for the blood, the traffic on the left-hand side. They need to traffic with the left-handed powers to get the technologies and the strategies that they have. And in exchange, they got to offer up those children, okay? So, let me start from the top again. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock, and that goes into Amalek, the head tribe of Edom. What you see the elites doing through is the state of Israel right now, and that is the controversy of Zion. And Zion is the ruling class, the governmentship, the headship of Israel, and that is comprised of the elect men of Israel, the 144,000 chosen, hopefully elect, who are harping on their harps, mentioned in Revelations 14, who are opening up the precepts and explaining the prophecies. You don't see any of the Amalekites, no so-called white men, no so-called small hats are going into the prophecies. The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy to bear witness and to proclaim the name of Yahweh, the only begotten Son of the Most High Power of Yasharallah, is to also be able to explain and weave together precept upon precept the prophecies, or at least hear and understand it and agree to it. There's no mention of the destruction of Edom in the mouths of any so-called white men on the earth. Have you noticed that? There's no mention of the destruction. Just recently, Bibi Netanyahu tried to put that title on the Palestinians. He tried to say that they were Amalek, which then opened up a whole new can of worms, because so many Christians in Western Renaissance Christianity, including fucking Vocab Malone, has said that the Edomites have been done away with, when prophecy tells you that they would not only be alive today, they would be in rulership, and they are the nation specifically occupying the earth when Yahweh comes back during Yahweh Shabbat Armageddon. And that's the war in heaven mentioned in Revelations 12. And that's the chariots of Yahweh of hosts, sending his son, the captain of the host, Yahweh with all the other clouds and the Alahim, or the host, with him to fight with Esau Edom during Armageddon on Yahweh Shabbat. So they never mention any of this. They never mention the chariots. They never explain what the UFOs are in the sky. In fact, they're the race of people who are telling you there's something else. All of Hollywood is ran by Amalek, the so-called Jewish man. All of the movies that have come out about the UFOs have been blasphemous, telling you that they're aliens and they're deformed and that they're ugly and that they want to suck out your brain or anal probe you, do some unrighteous, unholy thing to you. They have never given glory to Yahweh. They have hidden his name. Steven Spielberg has hidden the name of Yahweh. He put the name of Yahweh in one of his Indiana Jones movies, but he didn't explain it to you. Okay, so these people do not, you will know them by their fruits. These people do not, the fruits that they show is a left-handed wicked tree. The fruits that they show are the border of wickedness. They show the fruits of the people of the Most High's indignation forever. That's the fruits that they possess or show. Okay, they do not teach the nations the name of Yahweh. They do not teach the nations the name of Yahweh. They are not teaching the nations the law. There is no peace on the earth. In fact, they are the ones leading the nations into World War III. Okay, so let's get. I want to try to find, and I'm not. Look, I'm gonna acknowledge this, because it's not about my own belly. I'm learning this. Okay, I follow the teachings and the men of GMS. Okay, there are some things that I'm good at, some topics of prophecy, some topics of doctrine that I'm really good at. Others I'm learning, and this specific avenue, this very intricate and delicate vein of prophecy, I am familiar with it and I believe it all. But I'm going to say I'm a novice. I'm going to say I'm still young in my ability to display skillfully the precepts. The men of GMS are doing an excellent job right now, breaking all of this down, you guys. And those of you, if and when you do listen to my channel, if you haven't listened to them, I would strongly suggest that you pull up some of their videos on this specific topic right now, because they're going in, bro. But I'm just attempting to put something on the internet to be obedient to Yahweh Shai. Okay, I do know that this precept right here, this precept in prophecy, Jeremiah 50:45, that's what's happening right now. What we're seeing take place in Western Asia. That's the correct name for the what they call the Middle East. Okay, let's try to find. Let me see if I can find. I don't know if I saved one. Donald Trump was speaking. No, I didn't save it. But I want to see. Let me see if I can pull it up. Trump. Okay, let me see.
It is time to stop this ridiculous war. A short time ago, the U.S.
Okay, I want you guys to listen to the choice of words. You need to listen to the choice of words this guy says. And do not think that this is, there's how can I say it? when Esau, they do a diligent search, right? And they understand how their devices work. They understand how media indoctrinates. They understand how key words trigger years and years of a belief system that is false just by saying one word. For example, America, right? We are now understanding now that America is Mystery Babylon. For the Hebrew Israelites, it's been the land of their captivity. These are the biblical, these are the prophetic descriptions. These are the correct descriptions of the geography of this nation and the time that it was established. We are understanding how to communicate and how to identify things based on what the Most High has said in his word, rather than what Esau, the so-called white man, has said about situations. One of those major enchantments is the money, quarters, dollar bills, $20 bills, and the title or the inscription or the enchantment, "In God We Trust." When you don't know the Bible, when you don't understand the precepts, when you don't understand the nationality of Scripture, when you are in a nation that's the top ruling nation at its time, and you don't know why it is, but you're being told that it's the top ruling nation because the race of people that established it are God's chosen people, and destiny, and it was supposed to be, and in God we trust. And then everywhere you look, they got an image of a white man. Christmas, cartoons, movies, a white Jesus and white God and God. And then every day on the news, you're hearing bad things about all the other people of the earth. You're led to believe that this God, this white image of a God, is the right way, and that these people must be good. Listen, and that's just one. Listen to the words that this Edomite man, that this Freemasonic, left-handed, wicked man is saying. Listen, he's not cussing. He's not screaming. He's real soft-spoken, right? He's proud, but he's real soft-spoken. And listen to his words, man.
Military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
See, every time they are bombing someone, every time they go to war, every time they get to kill somebody, it's always this phenomenal celebration of goodness. It's never wrong. They're the only group of people on the earth that gets to move on a nation, on a race, on a group of people every fucking single time, and they're never wrong, you guys. Have you noticed that? They're always right. Everybody else is evil and wicked, but not these guys. They're the good guys. They're always the good guys. No, I mean, since I'm 53 years old, they've never been wrong. They're always right. And they're always at war with someone or something. There's always a boogeyman that the so-called white man has to save the earth from. Have you noticed that? You got to question that, man.
Iran, the bully of the Middle East.
Well, oh my God. So Iran is the bully of the Middle East, but America and its military was just in the Middle East because of 9/11 for 20 years. And what, a million women and children were killed in that 20-year occupation because of the war that they were having, basically because of 9/11. But Iran's the bully. And just a year ago, Putin was a war criminal because he was defending his borders concerning the Ukraine war. But America is not a war criminal. You see how this, I mean, they put these titles on people from their media, but they're always right. It's weird, huh?
Must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America.
But listen, even if what they were saying is true, 40 years they've been saying, what has America been doing for 40 years? Think about this. How much bloodshed has been at the hands of America for 40 years, and Iran has only been saying death to America? Do you see how they can kill people, but if you just say something, oh, you're worse than me, but I can shed blood. No, dude, there's something fucked up about this whole thing.
Death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
And just real quick, this is the attitude. It's only always okay for America and its military to harm, to war, to bomb, to destroy anyone and anything else. No one else can do it, you guys. Only, and when I say America, I mean the so-called white man. That's what they mean. Because so-called black men can't do this shit in the name of America. So-called brown men can't do this in the name of America. So-called red men. You see what I'm saying? It's only so-called white men that get to do this. And everybody else is always fucking wrong. You got to check that. This USA, we're number one. This ain't a football. This ain't a basketball game. This is the world. This is nations. You said this is not we're not playing we're not playing for a team. People are fucking dying, dude.
I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for...
Listen, the words, peace. He's going to mention God here and say, he keeps talking about peace. You got to listen to the way this speech was written, the way these people talk. Listen.
Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will...
He mentions it again, peace. They just bombed these people, and now they're demanding they respond in peace. Whew, you gotta chew on this, man. You gotta chew on this. How in the fuck? Isn't there a law? You reap what you sow? How does anybody expect peace when they don't give it? How can you require or demand something from someone when you don't ever give that very thing that you're requiring from them? How does that work, you guys? It doesn't work at your job. It doesn't work in your relationship. It doesn't work in your family. You can't go down the street and slap somebody in the face and then demand they be your friend. You can't do that. You can't walk up at the gas station and just spit in someone's face and then say, now I demand peace. It doesn't fucking work like that, bro.
Go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight. Not even close. There's never.
And this is why everybody needs nuclear weapons, or this will not stop. That's exactly why the white man, Esau, Edom, America, Israel, this is why they don't want nobody to have guns. This is why they don't want nobody to have weapons. This is why.
Never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God.
Look at that. And listen to how his voice changes. It sounds so fucking genuine, doesn't it? Don't you think the MAGA just ate this up? We're going to let this play a couple times. Watch.
I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East.
Fucking people are shameless. Let's get it. Absolutely fucking liars and shameless. Daniel, look at this. Just look at this. Look. Now, I'm not saying this is specific to Trump. It's what Trump represents, the race of people. Remember, they put God, in God we trust on their dollar bill. In God we trust on the quarter. What do they do to make the dollar bill so powerful? When they dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, they forced everybody to have to trade in the dollar bill to buy oil, which it became the petrodollar. And on that very dollar, they put in God we trust. These people are fucking wicked, dude. Daniel 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, talking about their pride, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. It's talking about Yahushua. This race of people has been prophesied. It's recorded about them. Mr. I love God. They're going to fight Yahushua. And that's during Yahushaphat. That's the Space Force. That's the chariots. That's the exchange of the UFOs in the sky with the white man's military. That's the war in heaven mentioned in Revelation chapter 12, right here. And he shall stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. This is talking about these motherfuckers, you guys. This fucker right here.
God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Mr. God. I love God. We love God. We're the sons of God as we bomb and murder everyone everywhere we go. And we do left-handed blood practices.
And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love.
Look at that face. And then look. This is what's written. This is the true report of him. Halfway down. And by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up. They're going to stand up against the prince of princes. They're going to stand up against the heir of Yahweh. Yahushua is the heir, bro. The universe belongs to Yahushua. The planet belongs to Yahushua. The throne of Dawidah, the throne of David, is promised to Yahushua, to the point where the Most High put out a challenge that can't even be touched. If you can break my covenant with the stars or with the moon and the sun, I will break my covenant with the children of Israel, and I will break my covenant with David. Let's get it. I will break my covenant with David. Look at this, man. Hold on. I'm paraphrasing, I will break my covenant. Covenant with David. Let me see what David is that. Because this one, look, let me see. I know this is, hold on. Or, okay, let me say, Jeremiah 33:20. Thus saith Yahweh, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may I also break my, look at this, bro. God, this, I remember when I first read this, and once I got a glimpse of the understanding, I said to myself, I said it out loud, I said, this should be an unutterable prophecy because of what it inclines. Now, it can't happen, and it didn't happen because Yahushua accomplished his cross and he shed his blood, and he has been exalted above every name, and he's been given all power. But for this to be declared, it should be like, this should really be like, you should feel fire on your mouth if you even say that. Look at this. Look at this. Let me go back to the beginning. I'm sorry. Jeremiah 33:20. Thus saith Yahweh. And he's saying this about Yahushua. He also says it about the elect of Israel also. But the head, the corner, the chief stone, the most important, because there is, you guys, there is no rulership for the beloved 144,000 chosen elect. There's no rulership for them if Yahushua is not sitting on the throne of King David. Yahushua has to be on the throne of David, and then the other living stones are put in order because he's the chief cornerstone. Thus saith, Jeremiah 33:20, thus saith Yahweh, if ye, and who's the ye, you guys? Who do you think the ye is? The ye is the most ferocious beast out of the 4 beasts prophesied to rule in the book of Daniel. There's only one person proud enough to take on this challenge. There's only one person equipped enough to take on this challenge. The so-called fucking white men. This is why they were trying to block out the sun. This is the reason why. Calling it fucking, fucking climate change or whatever the fuck. Jeremiah 33:20. Thus saith Yahweh, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, verse 21, then may my covenant will be broken with David, my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. And that, the Levites, goes into your elect. Well, who's the son of David? Yahushua, you guys. If what the Most High is saying, if you can change the ordinances of the sun and the moon, then I'll break my covenant with David, and Yahushua won't rule. This should be an unutterable prophecy. That's how crazy. This is a very lawful statement, man. I'm saying it now because I've matured a little bit. I remember when I read this and I was like, wait a minute, this means, and I remember the stagger. I was like, wait, this shouldn't even be able to be spoken. But that's how, this is how, what's the word, you guys, for Yahweh, the man of war? He's just like, he's on his throne like, what? You can't do it. Okay, now what does the covenant of the sun and the moon go into? It's a lot of stuff. I'm only going to attempt to pull out one. And this came over time, but I was like, oh my God, look at this. So what's the head of the month? This shall be the head of the month for you. This shall be, so this is the moon. This shall be the head of the year, right? This governs the rest of the year, the other 11 months, and the other 11 new moons are governed by this. And what is this? Look how powerful this is, man. Exodus. Okay, boom. Look at this. This is when we were coming out of, he was leading us out of Egypt, right? He just destroyed fucking Pharaoh and his armies. All the other nations of the earth understand that Yahweh is that power. He is the man of war. Allah Shaja. He is the demon-like power. And Moses is his prophet. And the children of Israel are his sons and daughters. Because of what was done to Egypt, you guys, the violent destruction of Egypt. Okay? This month, this is Exodus chapter 12, verse 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Well, what month is this? Verse 3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Yasharallah, Israel, saying, in the 10th day of the month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. Verse 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make the count for the lamb. Verse 5, your lamb shall be without blemish. Why? Because Yahushua is without blemish. A male. Why? Because Yahushua is a male. Of the first year. Why? Because Yahushua is the firstborn of creation. He is the root and offspring of David. He is the first and only created son of Yahweh. Every other son, every other Elohim, Yahushua created, and the Elohim created with him. This is how unique Yahushua is. Yahweh himself knit, wrote, spoke, put Yahushua together, bro. He's the head top firstborn male, and the first month is a reflection of it's the first moon. It's a reflection of the first month, which is what? It's the first holiday, the Passover, involving his blood, talking about him. And so that declaration, if you can break my covenant with the sun and the moon, also means you would have to destroy this, the Passover. You would have to stop the first moon that declares all the other first moons, which are the beginnings of all the months, which are all the Sabbaths. You would have to be able to knock all that out the way, you guys, in order for Yahweh to break his covenant with his own son, because the covenant he makes with King David is about his son, Yahushua, King Solomon, who is Yahushua. Once you see all this, and for sure, Edom tried to do it. They tried to block out the sun, but whatever. So that's what this is going into. Anyways, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the gates. Why? And verse 6, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Why? Because he was going to die on the cross for our sins, and his blood was going to atone for our transgressions. And this is only for the Israelites. This was not given to the Egyptians. And what's Egypt? It's a type and shadow of the earth, and we are now in the second Egypt, the land of the north. Exodus 12:7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door posts of the house wherein they shall eat it. It shall be applied unto us, you guys. And verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread with bitter herbs, and they shall eat it. Why? Because our life on the earth has been bitter. Going off. It's not just what's been done to us. It's also what we've done, you guys. The realization of our adulteries, transgressing sinning against our husband, committing adultery against our husband with powers that are nothing like that, are not even powers, the false gods. And now you understand that, and it grieves your heart. Yes, and then the bitterness of being under the rulership of the wicked. That's what the bitter herbs go into. All of that. All of this is given to us. There's no other nation or race that has partaken or even lived this out. They can't even observe this holiday. They're not allowed to because they haven't lived it out. It would be fake as shit. How are you going to sit at this table and you've never lived it? All the Israelites have done is live this. On both sides of us being bad, those are bitter tears, and us being punished for our being bad, those are bitter tears. You see how this is why what fucking Genesis, those fucking faggots that are using like fucking spinach or lettuce as the bitter herbs, that's just, it's fucked up, bro. No, you got to eat this. Bitter herbs aren't even that bad. Horseradish is good. It burns your nose nice and yummy. It's not even that bad, bro. Do you see how deep all this is, man? So I don't want to get too far off, but going into everything that Esau is doing right now, just like all these other prophecies have been fulfilled, these other prophecies are also going to be fulfilled. And yeah, the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. And I don't want to come off as, I know a lot of things about some stuff. Other things I'm also still learning. So I don't want to come off as acting like I know a bunch. I wanted to attempt to
of our great military,
speak on this.
protect them.
Hold on. I wanted to
The United States
to speak on what this guy was talking about, but the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone right now are doing an excellent job. There's a lot of information being lifted up right now. They have been doing this, but right now, with the recent bombings of Iran, things are going to start escalating here. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying, this expose. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the 144,000 chosen, taking this truth to the four corners of the elect, bidding the elect spirits to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.